You are now accessing grim records. Theme parks, places engineered for joy, laughter, escape. But sometimes the escape becomes permanent. Today, 5 cases, 5 deaths. 5 reminders that tragedy doesn't announce itself. This is Grim Records, Archives of Human Tragedy. Case file number 001, date August 16, 1997. Location Prater, Amusement Park. Vienna, Austria. Victim Sandra Müller. Female, age Cis, Sandra Müller. University student from Graz. Arrived at Vienna's historic Prater with her fiancé. It was, by all accounts, a perfect summer day. At 17:35 hours, they boarded the Turbine, a 15-year-old looping roller coaster, reaching speeds of 85 kilometers per hour. Unknown to Sandra, her restraint harness carried a critical defect. During the first sharp turn at 72 kph, a corroded locking bolt rated for 10 years maximum use, but in service for 15 fractured under load. The restraint released. Sandra was ejected with force exceeding 3.5 g. Witnesses later described her trajectory as ragdoll physics, completely limp, no resistance. The fall from 12 meters terminated on asphalt. Post-mortem examination revealed basilar skull fracture, the base of her skull separated from the spine. Cervical spine transection at C2 vertebra, spinal cord severed completely. Massive internal hemorrhaging in thoracic and abdominal cavities. Left lung collapse, liver laceration grade V, complete organ disruption. Medical experts estimate Sandra remained conscious for approximately 8 to 12 seconds post-impact. The brain continued receiving oxygen from existing blood flow, but the body no longer responded to commands. Death occurred through combined exsanguination and cerebral hypoxia. Time of death prior to emergency medical arrival. Investigation by Austria's Federal Ministry for Economic Affairs concluded. The restraint harness was 18 months beyond mandatory replacement date. Maintenance logs had been falsified to pass safety inspections. Park management aware of violations. Outcome, park operator. 3 years imprisonment for negligent homicide. But mechanical failure is not the only danger. Case file number 002, date May 30th, 1972. Location Battersea Park Funfair, London, England. Victim Thomas Walker, male, age 11. What began as a school trip for 40 children became a nightmare, documented in forensic detail. The Ghost Train, a 1958 built indoor dark ride featuring sharp turns and sudden movements in complete darkness. On this day, a group of 11-year-old students boarded, among them Thomas Walker from South London. 14:22 hours. Ride initiated. Normal duration, 3 minutes. After 90 seconds. A scream echoed through the darkness. A cable, part of the horror decoration, had detached and hung across the track. In total darkness, invisible, the cable, thick as ship rope and steel reinforced, caught Thomas's neck as the cart continued at 15 kilometers per hour. Forensic analysis reconstructed the sequence. The loop tightened in 1.8 seconds. Trachea completely occluded. No air passage. Hyoid bone fractured. Both carotid arteries. Compressed blood flow to brain ceased. Medical experts estimate 4 to 6 seconds of consciousness before hypoxia-induced unconsciousness. Death by asphyxiation occurred after approximately 3 to 4 minutes. The horror, other children in the cart noticed nothing in the darkness. Only when the ride ended and lights activated, they saw Thomas' lifeless body. One child later required psychiatric care for 3 years. Investigation findings. The Ghost Train had not undergone safety inspection since 1966, 6 years overdue. The cable was part of an enhancement installed without permits. The operator had bribed inspectors. Outcome: Battersea Funfair, immediately closed, never reopened. Operator, 8 years imprisonment. Sometimes, however, the danger is human error. Case file number 003. Date: July 7, 2019. Location: Wiener Riesenrad, giant Ferris wheel. Vienna, Austria victim. Lena Hoffmann, female, age 19. Lena Hoffmann, social media influencer, 87,000 Instagram followers. Content focus, extreme sports, risky photography, the perfect shot. On this day, she visited Vienna's historic Riesenrad with friends. 2015 hours. In one of the historical red gondolas at 65 meters altitude, Lena opened the window. Objective: sunset selfie over Vienna. Friends warned her. The window was narrow, but sufficient. Lena leaned out, phone in right hand, left hand gripping window frame. Then, a gust. Sudden air current -40 kilometers per hour from the wheel's rotation disrupted her balance. Forensic reconstruction shows Lena tipped outward. Her left hand slipped from the moisture-covered metal frame. Reflexively, she tried to grip with her right hand, but the phone prevented secure hold. She fell, 65 meters, free fall, 3.6 seconds. Impact with asphalt at approximately 126 kph. Medical analysis. Upon impact, feet first, both heel bones, tibias, femurs, shattered. The impact drove legs upward. Bone fragments perforated internal organs. Liver, spleen, both kidneys, massive ruptures. Spine fractured at 7 points. Skull impacted asphalt. Immediate brain death. Doctors estimate death occurred within seconds through massive hemorrhaging and catastrophic brain trauma. Her phone was located 8 meters away. The final photo doesn't exist. She hadn't pressed the button. Investigation concluded. Lena had violated clearly visible warning signs. The window was technically safe. She deliberately ignored safety protocols. Outcome: Riesenrad closed 3 days for investigation, then reopened. New warning signs installed. Windows now limited in opening range. Lena's Instagram account still exists. Her final post, 3 hours before death. Taking risks for the perfect shot. #Noffelter. #worth it. It has 234,000 likes. Case classified. Death by misadventure. Additional cases in this archive. Case number 004, August 2015. Cedar Point, Ohio maintenance worker testing new coaster forgets harness. 45-meter fall, death on impact. Case number 005, June 2003. Six Flags, New Jersey. Freefall tower malfunctions during descent. 6 injured, 1 fatality from internal trauma. These cases remind us, where we seek joy, death sometimes waits. This concludes Grim Records case file compilation. 5 lives, 5 tragedies, 5 entries in this archive. If you found this case file valuable, subscribe for weekly archives. Next week, common household items that became weapons. This is Grim Records, where stories end, truth begins. Thank you for accessing this archive.